bum. Hello, how are you? It's Tuesday, June 9th. My name is Taylor Morgan and welcome to Tayste Local. This is a weekly live stream show that we do on Facebook and on YouTube. And it's all about food and comfort and love and restaurants. See, I got a new hashtag, save local restaurants. That's been my mantra for about 18 years. I'm the owner of localdines.com, and my company helps to support local restaurants. I've got this one is knocking, that one is dinging. I don't know if you can hear it, but hey, it's live and this is what we do. If it's your first time tuning in, like I said, I am the owner of localdines.com. And what we've been doing for a long time is supporting local restaurants by promoting them on our website and then giving you, the consumer, the audience, the chance to go try these restaurants out with a pretty good deal. So if you've ever had that conversation, hey, Martha, hey, is that how you sound? Hey, Martha. I guess if you're from Boston and you're a little 86-year-old person, what do you want to do for dinner tonight? What do you want to do, Martha? And then you had that conversation where, I don't know, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? I don't know, where do you want to go? Well, if you go to localdines.com, you'll be able to pull up, it's a great dining guide. You'll be able to pull up all kinds of restaurants and see their menus and check out their social media accounts and check out photos and videos and all that kind of stuff. And then you can purchase a gift certificate at a little discount, like more than 50%. This is one of the certificates that we have this is for Great Eats Cafe in Lake Worth. And then you just print it out or show it on your phone when you get to the restaurant. You save some money, you supported a local restaurant, and that's what we've been doing for a long time. So this show kind of just goes along with that. In order to keep the show on the air, it costs money to do that. I've got a super phenomenal, I've actually got two super phenomenal producers. I have Judy, who lines up the guests, and then I have Ruby, who takes care of all the technical stuff on the day of the broadcast and leading up to it. And, these girls have to go get paid. I love them dearly, but they're not going to work for free. So in order to keep this show going, I've got to pay them. And in order to do that, you buy certificates, you save some money, you support local restaurants, and the world is a finer place, isn't it? So I've got some great guests on this week. Every week we talk to 3 restaurant owners, sometimes 4, sometimes 2. But this week I've got Robert Babione, who is the owner and sometimes chef. I think he's on double duty today over at Great Eats Cafe on Lake Worth Road. They opened rather recently. I can't wait to introduce you to him. We've got Terri Anderson from the Juno Beach Cafe. Their family has owned this wonderful restaurant for 22 years in Juno Beach. It's a landmark. I also have Declan Hoctor. He is the proprietor of Bistro in Jupiter at the Driftwood Plaza. And this place has been there for 18 years. It's set back a little bit, and I can't wait to show you the pictures of how gorgeous this place, how lovely it is with their open air outdoor seating area and a beautiful pond and a waterfall. Hidden gem. Lots of people know about it, but if you haven't been there, and that's what this show is about, to introduce you to the people behind the restaurants, the people who have been, working their butts off for years and years, just so you could come in and have a great meal. So we'll do that in a bit, but before that, I want to propose a challenge. I proposed this on the Local Dines Facebook page, but I forgot to do it here last week. And here's my challenge. It's very easy to meet this challenge. I did it myself. I'm going to show you the proof. The challenge is not just now while we're coming out of a pandemic, not coming out, we're still in a pandemic, but when we're coming out of a crisis time for local restaurants, not just now, but I want to challenge you to do this every single month. Go visit one restaurant that you've never been to before. I know you probably have that restaurant that you've driven by 1,000 times. It's like right down the street, right? It's right down the street. If you're watching right now, tell me which restaurant that is. What restaurant is it that you've driven by 1,000 times? It's right down the street and you're like, I got to get there someday. One of these days I got to get there. Everybody keeps telling me to go there and I haven't gone there yet. So now is the time to go to that restaurant. The challenge is to visit one restaurant per month that you have never been to before. Whether or not it's been on your list or somebody just told you that they had a fantastic meal, breakfast, lunch, or dinner somewhere. One restaurant a month. Just go to one restaurant a month that you've never been to before. Of course, I want you to visit all your regular faves. You know, like right now, it depends on how much you go out. But one restaurant, that would make all the difference in the world. If you would add 12 restaurants during the year to your repertoire. I can never get that word. Repertoire. And you might find an all new favorite. And of course, you'd be supporting or helping to support local restaurant owners, especially if you find something you love, because then you're going to talk about it on social media and all that stuff. So that's the challenge. And when you do, show them some love on your Facebook page or tag them or put up a picture, tag them, and then put this hashtag, Save Local Restaurants. One restaurant this month. Let's see. Have you been there to any? Oh, hold on a second. I'm not on live comments. I'm on private chat. Alfie Wise says, I have no sound. Ellen says we have sound. Okay. Lois says, I love trying new places, but sadly don't do it often enough. Why not, Lois? Alfie, do you have sound yet? Maybe if you turn your volume on?
Taylor, I double checked and we do have sound. So possibly maybe Alfie is on like his keyboard. He hit the mute button, but we definitely have sound. I'm checking on 2 different platforms right now.
What's it all about, Alfie? We have sound. And there's Ruby right there. There's Ruby.
Hello, everybody.
Got the biggest compliment the other night. We went out to, I got to tell you, we went out to Firefin Grill in, we had Kenny and Rochelle on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that's in Palm Beach Gardens. And remember, I was telling you about, or I was talking about, they have this lionfish. That's what they're famous for, is the lionfish. Now, I was a lionfish virgin until Saturday night. But the couple we went out with, Gabrielle and Steve said, that girl, that little girl, little girl. Little girl, little girl. Oh no, that's Little Bird. Anyway, I missed the Tonys the other night.
Oh, I can't even talk about that.
I know. That little girl who produces your show, she is so terrific, he says. I'm like, Ruby, yes, she's great. So 3 cheers for Ruby.
Oh, we just got a comment, by the way, Taylor. We just got a comment that Alfie said his speakers were unplugged, so now he has sound.
That's what it was all about, Alfie.
Right.
Unplug your speakers.
And before I disappear, Taylor, I want you to know, producers know we have Rob here too, so we're all set.
Okay, so who are we going with first?
It's up to you. Just want to let you know, because I know that you have things dinging and private chats going. I didn't, I thought, you know what? Okay, let me just fly in for a second and be the annoying producer and just be like, hey, here's what's happening, and then go away.
Okay. Let's find out on private chat if Declan is okay with sticking with the original schedule. And
got it.
Third? Okay. Thank you. This is live. This is how we do it. Okay. So anyway, we went to Firefin in PGA. That was my #1 challenge. I had not been to Firefin yet. And because I wanted to try the lionfish. Lionfish is actually, it's a stunning looking fish. Scary looking. Scary, stunning. It's got these little things coming out of it like that. And the thing about lionfish is they're predatory. And they eat the good fish. They eat the snapper. They eat the grouper. They multiply very, very quickly. So we don't want the lionfish around because they're going to eat all the fish that the fishermen use to feed you. I guess I'm making it up, but I know they're not good to have in the sea. And so, as they say over at Firefin Grill on PGA, the only way to beat them is to eat them. So, I wanted to show you the beautiful lionfish. It's a mild white flaky fish, and they serve it two ways over at Firefin, and it's blackened or sautéed. I opted for the sautéed, and I'm going to do a screen share thing. So, just bear with me for a second. And did that work? There we go. And that's the lionfish. That's the sautéed lionfish. 3 beautiful fillets. Very mild, white, not a fishy fish. I'm not a fishy fish kind of person. And it's served on top of jasmine rice and Asian vegetables. And man, was it delicious. Very, very good. So if you see lionfish on a menu, they have lionfish tacos over there. They have lionfish fingers. Didn't even know they had fingers, but and really good. So the only way to eat them is to beat them is to eat them. Here's how it looks like when they are blackened. I like the sautéed better. Sometimes the blackened seasoning is a little bit too strong for me. This was good if you like blackened, but I preferred the sautéed. And then this was the crispy duck. That was Steve's dinner, who he said was excellent. And get a load of this hunk of meat. That was Gabrielle's fillet. She said it was great. Beautiful. And if you haven't been there before, they had this beautiful, because it used to be Carmine's. Firefin used to be Carmine's, and they had a one of those wood-burning stoves, wood-burning pizza ovens, and it was copper. And what they did during the shutdown was they invited artist Carrie Chen to come in. He painted this unbelievable undersea mural, and there we are. That right there used to be copper, and it is absolutely stunning. Beautiful restaurant, Firefin Grill on PGA, right at the corner of Prosperity. So it was a great meal, and that was the one restaurant so far, new restaurant that I haven't been to. So that's your assignment, is to go check out someplace you've never been before. If you need some ideas, go to localdines.com, and you can pick up a gift certificate for half price or better and save some money and support local restaurants at the exact same time. Again, my name is Taylor Morgan. The name of the show is Tayste Local. If you know other people who are interested in finding out about great local places and the people who run them, why don't you hit that share button so other people will be able to watch the broadcast too. We'll go till about 3 o'clock. Anybody who's ever actually watched this, no, I always go late. We're gonna like real late. Like my second guest doesn't even get on until like 2:45. Anyway, we're gonna do some trivia. I've got some gift certificates to give away. And let's say hello to, hi Darlene, hi Stacy, tried the Pelican Cafe and loved it. Okay, so Stacy, now if you look down a little bit, if you're on the Facebook feed, you can see Rob Russell saying, hi Ruby. Well, Rob Russell, Stacy, is going to be performing at the Pelican Cafe this Sunday night. It happens to be Rob's birthday week. Rob is known as Mr. Palm Beach, and he is so awesome. And he just gets the whole crowd going every time he performs, no matter where he performs. But he will be at Pelican Cafe in Lake Park this coming Sunday night, starting at 6 p.m. It is his birthday week, and that means he's gonna have a fancy birthday mask on with his beautiful suit that he always wears, and it's going to be a fabulous time. So Sunday night, Pelican Cafe. As a matter of fact, they have live music every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. Hello to Linda. Firefin Lionfish. Yes, it is delicious. Thank you, Constance. Hi, Sue. Hi, all you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. And what else was I going to say? Firefin, I mentioned Rob Russell. I mentioned the challenge. Let's get right to our first guest. Robert Babione. I hope I'm saying that right. Well, I'll ask him when he gets on. Opened up a little place, and it's one of those things I call a hidden gem. Hidden gems are, of course, Wait, let me just stop the screen share thing. Okay. Hidden gems are one of those places that, of course, you'd never find unless somebody told you because they're hidden away in a corner of a plaza. There's so many of them, but that's where you find usually, like truck stops. Truck stops is where you find the best diner food, right? So hidden gems are where you find the best family. And Great Eats Cafe, which is on Lake Worth Road, just west of Jog, in the same plaza as Scorpios 2, who we had Edgar on last week. Well, Great Eats Cafe opened about 8 months or so ago. I'll ask them. And it is one of those places that we call a hidden gem. The menu is so cool and kitschy, and it goes from healthy to hell yeah. And let's bring Robert on right now. He's the owner and sometimes chef and chief bottle washer, Robert Babione. Am I saying it right, Robert?
Babione is perfect, yes.
Babione. Welcome. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Taylor?
Good. I see you're wearing your chef jacket, so that means that you were behind the line today, huh?
Yeah, I've actually been struggling to get out here with you. I wasn't sure if I was going to make it.
Hey, listen, if you have to go, we don't want your customers sitting there waiting for their food. So if you got to go, you got to go. Don't worry about it. We'll make do. But while we've got you here, I don't know that much about you because you're sort of a newcomer to the restaurant world here in Lake Worth. But you've been doing this for a long time with your catering company, right?
Yeah, we've had a catering company for about 6 years now. But the restaurant concept is pretty new to us, about a year and a half. So
well, the catering company did something really unique and really awesome. Tell me about what you did with the schools.
Oh, that's actually a funny story. We had my wife is a school teacher in a private school in the area, and the principal for the school goes to my church. And one day I just saw a picture of some of the food that my kid was getting, and I kind of pulled him aside and was like, "Hey, it's not very good. Public school or private school food is pretty much the same as public school food most of the time."
Oh, wow. Then what are you paying for?
And basically he told me, he says, "Listen, there's not much out there that people that want to do this kind of a work, kitchen work." And he said, "If you can do better, great." So we took it on, helped them out for the rest of the year because they lost their program, and then just kind of grew from there. We do real food versus anything frozen. We scratch make everything, and we keep it at a cheap price for the kids. It's sometimes a struggle to keep the lights on with that prices, but it's worth it because we love the kids. We absolutely just adore all. My kids go to the same school, and it's something great when you can actually see your kids at your place at work.
So what that is so cool. Hey, maybe other schools that aren't open right now, and that's what happened too. When the school shut down, you lost that contract, right?
We did. Well, I mean, as soon as they reopen, we'll hopefully be back in there.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Keeping our fingers crossed for August. This whole pandemic thing kind of hopefully goes away.
So no mystery meat, huh?
No mystery meat. No frozen pizzas, and no.
We used to have American chop suey. I don't know if they do. You even know what that is?
No, never heard of that one.
Up in Boston, American chop suey day. Actually, it was pretty good. It was like beefaroni kind of.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm sure. You need to keep them healthy, and what a labor of love that you did for your community, taking over the food program at the school. That is awesome. And then you have your catering company. So why a restaurant? Why take on something like a restaurant? How did that evolve?
Well, for one, we needed a bigger kitchen for the schools, and when we found this place, it just sort of all just fell into line. I've always wanted to do a breakfast and lunch place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of diners and that mom and pop kind of style, and that's how we designed the restaurant. My wife designed the restaurant. All the greenery and kind of laid back, like you're in someone's house in North Carolina or something. just kind of a laid back atmosphere. It's not a big restaurant, so you know everybody. We try to know our customers, things like that. And I love food, and especially breakfast food. So I like to do things a little differently around here.
Sunday brunch is like my favorite meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, going out for Sunday brunch. You guys have booths as well as tables, so very comfortable. And I'm going to show some pictures of the. I think I have a picture of the interior. But you did the whole build out? Yeah,
we did. Blood, sweat, and tears. My family and some of the employees that work at the schools helped us, and we just all did it all ourselves.
It's beautiful, and it's like in this little nondescript plaza. Same plaza, so you've probably driven by it 1,000 times on Lake Worth Road. Same plaza as Scorpios 2, but in the back. Now, when you look at it from the outside, you have no idea how bright and cheery it is on the inside.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those places you got to hear about it from someone, or you guys are killing it on social media. So congratulations for that. You're doing very, very well.
Yeah, some of the groups like your group and some of the other ones have really stepped up and helped some of our small, mom and pop businesses around here. And
absolutely. Socially Distance Supper Club has done amazing things for restaurants. I've been talking about them for a while. But let's talk about your menu. You go from healthy to hell yeah. So, let's talk about your menu. Where'd you get that from?
Well, I mean, honestly, I have no formal education in cooking. I was, a chef underneath other chefs, learning that way since I was about 15. So the menu items that we come up with are just stuff that, me or my wife like to eat. We kind of pick and choose little different things that we want. The tater tot casserole is our take on a potato casserole kind of item, but everyone loves tater tots. The breakfast tacos. I've had breakfast tacos at a few other places before, and they never quite hit the spot. And my brother-in-law owns a Cold Stone, so I got the idea from watching them make ice cream bowls. Yeah. So I just took the same concept and made a taco out of it and stuffed it with breakfast items.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Stop. That's genius. Okay, people, I want you to hear what he just said. They take a waffle, like a cone waffle, like a waffle, and put it on the waffle iron, and it becomes a shell, so it's hard, right? It's not a soft waffle. No. And then they stuff it with a breakfast taco stuff, and you put chorizo in there.
Chorizo, eggs, queso fresco, cilantro. Yeah.
So the outcome is sweet and salty.
Yeah.
And that, anytime you can find sweet and salty, it's a beautiful thing. That's genius. Genius. Is that one of your best sellers? Is that one of your best sellers?
Yeah, that's a very popular one. The breakfast tacos is a very popular one. A lot of people like the caprese breakfast toast. It's just an English muffin with, eggs, fresh mozzarella, a little basil, and a balsamic glaze on top. Stuff that you really wouldn't think go together, but when you put them all together, it really works.
And it's funny because I've never seen that. I've seen all kinds of different, eggs benny done, but this is sort of a different take on that. Now, let's talk about it. Let's talk about your corned beef hash.
Yeah.
Specialty.
I love corned beef. I'm a big guy. I can't sell on this little camera. What?
Where are you from originally?
I'm born and raised Floridian. Lake Worth resident all my life.
I love corned beef too, and I can't find a good corned beef sandwich down here. Well, there's a couple, but we were talking about this last week. If you go to a restaurant and they say that they're serving National Deli corned beef, run the other way. The reason I say that is because up in New York and even in Boston, no, it's always made in house.
Yes,
and that's what you guys do.
Yeah, we make it in house, and in fact, we do it a little differently than a lot of the Jewish delis and such. I don't boil it. I use a roasting bag, I put all my herbs and spices in there, and then I cook it slow and low for about 10 hours.
Oh, wow.
So it almost just falls apart. All the fat capture, yeah. So it makes up for a lot better corned beef sandwich, let alone the corned beef hash, which we use all the trimmings for, and it's way better than the can. I can't stand the can.
No, anything from there are no cans in your restaurant. Is that correct?
No cans.
Go ahead.
No, yeah, it was one of my things when we first opened is I have to get a corned beef because nowhere down here you can find a fresh corned beef hash. You know, it's the first question I ask at every breakfast place I go, is your corned beef out of a can? And 9 times out of 10, it's, yeah. You know what I mean? And so I had to do something fresh from scratch.
There are a few places, but they're mostly North County. I'm not even going to mention them because I want people to go to see you. And I don't know why I'm doing all this with my hands today. Very Italian. But yeah, fresh corned beef hash and a corned beef Reuben, which you call, I love this, the Reubenstein.
The Reubenstein. I had a chef back in the day that his last name was Stein. And you could probably guess he was a Jewish man. Great guy. Taught me how to make that corned beef like that without boiling it. So I used that and like a play on words with Frankenstein to make a monster of a sandwich called Reubenstein.
I love it. I love it. And and done in-house. That's so important. When you're ordering a corned beef sandwich, ask them if they do the corned beef in-house. If so, you may proceed. If not, like I said, run the other way. Okay, so we talked about the tater tot casserole. We talked about the corned beef. Let's go healthy now because so many people are eating healthy after they've gained the COVID-19. And there's plenty on your menu to choose from.
Yeah, everyone likes choices, so the quinoa bowl that we have is fresh in-house made quinoa. You can literally customize any which way you want, from chicken, salmon, eggs. You make your own topping, whatever, however you want in it, and we just make it fresh for you right there. So that's a great item, and a little dressing on it, or a plain, whatever you like. That can be vegan, or it can be vegetarian, or it can be a nice chicken dish with hot quinoa. So that's a really good one. The health nut omelet, that's probably our most popular item. An all egg white omelet, spinach, mushrooms. We make that with no butter most of the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean it's a little healthier on everything all the way around.
What do you?
Feta cheese does go on top of it, but you can take that off if you want to go real healthy.
What are you using instead of butter?
Just a spray for the pan.
Okay. Oh, see? The butter, because I'm on Weight Watchers, the butter might add 10 points. Oh, wow. That's really great to know. Thank you. Huh.
Now, you can do it both ways. If you want the butter, we can put it on.
Some days. No, because I want dessert.
Well, that's actually another thing that we're just launching this week is our pie menu. Originally, we had just done pies for Thanksgiving and holidays. Now we have a pie case in-house, and we're gonna have fresh homemade pies, either by the whole or by the slice, available every day.
Oh, that's wonderful. Great Eats Cafe is the name of your restaurant. It's on Lake Worth Road in the same plaza as Scorpios 2, just west of Jog on the north side of the road. And Ruby, let's find some pictures. Let's see, because we were talking about the tater tot casserole. We got that. We're just going to go through the whole picture thing. You don't even need to figure out which one's which. There's the breakfast taco. Isn't that genius? With egg and queso fresco and cilantro. Genius, sweet and salty. Love it. That's a beautiful omelet.
The seafood omelet.
With the garlic aioli. There's your caprese breakfast.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And there's the Reubenstein. Oh my God, I need a corned beef sandwich so bad. And there's the corned beef hash, homemade. Looks different than other corned beef hashes you've seen, doesn't it, people? And there's
There's
Rob.
our challenge burger. That's our kitchen sink burger. It's got about everything you could imagine on it, from barbecue pork to fried onion rings to beef and cheese and bacon and mushrooms, everything.
How do you even get do you need like a retractable jaw? How do you even get your mouth around it?
One bite at a time.
Oh my God. That's gorgeous.
Yep, a whole line of salads.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And there's your healthy
Health nut omelet.
egg white omelet with beautiful avocado. Gorgeous. And there it is, the tater tot casserole. Oh my God. Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, that is just a pile of comfort food, I'll tell you. That's hangover food, dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I guess we don't have a picture of the restaurant. I'm sorry, but I could see behind you that the walls are like wood on the bottom, brick on the top.
Yeah.
Just beautiful, really nicely done. Really nicely done. I love the lamps, the lighting that you have.
Yeah, they're little mason jars that we cut the holes in the top of.
Attention to detail. Attention to detail. Ellen's saying, I need to go there. Yes, you do, Ellen. You know what we're going to do right now, Rob?
What's that?
We're going to do a trivia question. I'm going to give away a Local Dines gift certificate to Great Eats Cafe in Lake Worth. And you might know the answer to this, so shh. Everybody else get ready to answer. A $15 gift certificate, here we go, to Great Eats Cafe, courtesy of localdines.com and Great Eats Cafe. And here's the question. In 1953, Nephi Grigg and his brother Golden Grigg, they were Mormon potato farmers who had a great idea. They took some leftover potato trimmings and they created a comfort food sensation. What did they invent? The first person to get it right on either YouTube or Facebook will get a $15 gift certificate to Great Eats Cafe. Rob is the owner and the chef and the chief bottle washer. And let's see if we have any.
Everything in between.
In 1953, Nephi Grigg and his brother Golden were Mormon potato farmers who had a great idea. They took some leftover potato trimmings and they created a comfort food sensation. They invented, Darlene got it, tater tots.
There it is. Yep.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Darlene, congratulations. We're going to get you that $15 certificate to Great Eats Cafe. And if you didn't win this time, all you got to do is go on to localdines.com. Then you search. The site is running slow today. I really apologize. Just count 10 Mississippi and it will show up. Put in the search Great Eats. It'll pop up and you can purchase a gift certificate, save some money, go visit Rob, enjoy a great breakfast or lunch. And let me just tell you a second, the little history behind the tater tots, Rob. In 1954, these two brothers, Nephi and Golden, they traveled from their home in Oregon, or is it Oregon? Both ways. They went to Miami. They traveled in 1954, they traveled from Oregon to Miami because the National Potato Convention was being held at the Fontainebleau. And Nephi actually brought 15 pounds of these smushed up potatoes. He went into the kitchen and bribed the chef to form them, fry them, and serve them to all the guys at the National Potato Convention. They ate it up, literally. And Nephi went on to say that they were gobbled up faster than a dead cat could wag its tail. Last time I checked, a dead cat could not wag its tail. But later on, the brothers mortgaged their farms so they could put down a down payment on a flash freezing plant on the border of Oregon and Idaho. And their company was Ore-Ida. And now you know.
Now you know.
Anyway, Rob, thank you so much for staying with us today. Welcome to Local Dines. Welcome to the family. We hope a lot of people go check out your restaurant. There's your website right there. Again, Great Eats Cafe, open for breakfast and lunch, 7 days.
Yep, 7 days a week till 3 p.m.
And kids are more than welcome every day of the week.
Kids eat free on Saturday.
Even better.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
Are
Not a lot
you
of places that do kids
like
eat free on the
35?
weekend.
All right. Well, thank you so much for this time, and best of luck to you. I'm so happy you guys made it on the other side of the whole, thing. And this is why we're here, to support people like Rob and his wife and all of our wonderful local restaurant owners. Take care. Have a great day and some great.
Thank you so much. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Again, you can find Great Eats Cafe. Now, did you like that? Did you like that? What were you most into? The healthy stuff or the hell yeah stuff? I cheat with the hell yeah stuff all the time. I love comfort food, but I have to eat healthy most of the time. Otherwise, I'd be like that. Anybody over here? Anybody? All right. Congratulations again, Darlene. All right. So if you want to find out more about Great Eats Cafe, their menu and everything is on our website, and you can purchase a gift certificate. Go visit our wonderful friend Robert over there and check out his restaurant. And maybe that can be your challenge. Maybe that can be the first restaurant that you visit this month that you've never been to before. Are you going to take on the challenge? Do it. If you've already taken the challenge, let me know in the comments. Have you been to a restaurant this month? If today's the 9th, have you been to a restaurant this month yet that you've never been to before? If not, I want you to do that before the 30th. Always support your local regulars too. But if you've been thinking you got to get to some restaurant because it's been on your list but you haven't been there yet, this is the month to start doing that. Okay? Promise? Pinky swear? All right, good. All right. Terri Anderson basically grew up. No, she was born in the restaurant business. Her parents, I love these people, Don and Marianne Gannam, have been in the restaurant business for over 40 years. I think it's going on more like 50 years at this point. They have such a great little place. It's been there for 18 years at the corner of Donald Ross and US 1. It's the southwest corner, and it's called the Juno Beach Cafe. And I know they were busy today, and Terri was kind of freaking out that that she wasn't going to be able to make it onto the show, but I think she did. Terri Anderson from the Juno Beach Cafe, welcome to the show. How are you, honey?
Hello, hi there. Hi, Taylor.
Hi. You look beautiful.
Oh, God, we were so busy, and I was like, freaking out really that I wasn't gonna be able to do this because it was just so unexpected how busy we were.
Tuesday. It's a Tuesday in June. What happened? Where did
I don't know. Somebody
like
put a memo
going on that we don't know about.
No, I don't know.
Well, people just love Juno Beach Cafe, and hi, who's that? People love Juno Beach Cafe because you've made your stamp. You're a landmark. Your family is a landmark. Your restaurant is a landmark, and you can't do that unless you have good people and quality product and a great staff.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. Mom and dad started it 22 years ago, actually this month, and it's our birthday anniversary, and it's just been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Very, very blessed.
But before they opened the Juno Beach Cafe 22 years ago this month, they actually had, they were partnered up with Don's brother,
right?
Uncle Eddie.
Well,
no?
He's not Uncle Eddie. That's my dad's uncle.
Oh,
Uncle Eddie.
Sorry.
But he was in the restaurant business with his brother.
Okay.
In Key Largo, and another family friend, and we had 3 restaurants down there. It was called Gannam's Country Kitchen and Gannam's Restaurant. And then my parents moved up here 22 years ago and then opened Juno Beach Cafe. So Uncle Eddie gave us our wonderful pancake recipe. And that's what we use today. Uncle Eddie was my great uncle, my dad's uncle from Montana, who owned restaurants in Montana.
He had pancake restaurants, a lot of them, right?
Yes, yes.
And the thing about Uncle Eddie is he put in this secret ingredient that he called, boom, dynamite.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't tell anybody what that was.
No, he did not tell anybody. And then when we acquired the recipe, only our cooks know what goes in that recipe. And, you know, we hold them to secrecy. And then we have customers that come and they sit here eating the pancakes, trying to figure out what is different about it, what's in the recipe. And nobody has guessed yet.
Isn't that funny? Wow.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like doing things different, you know, that's what sets great restaurants apart from mediocre restaurants. And that's what you guys do. You have the Uncle Eddie's pancakes. Something else that's very different on your menu is something that I had never tried before until I tried it. I had never even heard of it. Hashwi.
Okay, hashwi. Yeah.
What is hashwi? Where did that come from?
Hashwi is a Lebanese dish that I grew up eating. My parents ate a lot when they were younger. It's ground beef, sauteed onions, salt and pepper, and pine nuts. That's the meat mixture. Mm-hmm. And then we scramble that into our scrambled eggs. And that we serve that with Greek olives and cheese and pita bread. We call it Lebanese bread. And a side, and that's hashwi and eggs. And then we also have a skillet that we put the hashwi in. But hashwi is a meat mixture that is used a lot in Lebanese food, in meat pies and different dishes.
I'm a big fan of Lebanese food and Middle Eastern and all kinds of Mediterranean food, but I had never heard of that, and I've never heard of it since on any menus ever. And it's a very hearty dish. And
it's filling.
For lunch. That's a good brunch dish.
Yes, yes. It's very popular.
Speaking of brunch, they've got mimosas.
We have mimosas. We have Bloody Marys. Yeah, we have really good Bloody Marys, actually. And, people come and just, this is not a restaurant you come to if you're on a diet. I've always said, you know, this is an indulge restaurant. We could put something together that is not as, you know, indulgent, but people come here for comfort food and for pancakes and comfort food. And
I've got some pictures too of that comfort food. But you could have an egg white omelet if you wanted one, right?
Oh, sure. The Iron Man, Iron Woman omelet is very popular. It's egg whites and cheese, you know, avocados and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so we do have some things, but you come here, I think, if you just want to have a pig out day.
Which is like always for me. So have you seen, since people have been, you know, locked in their homes for so long, have you seen an uptick in people really wanting more comfort food, or the exact opposite because people need to lose weight because they've, you know,
I know.
Around?
We're all over. Yeah. They're like, you know, they come in and some people are calling it, they gain their COVID-19.
Exactly.
You know, and so now, but they still come. I mean, yes, we all gained weight from sitting at home and doing nothing, but you still got to eat and you still got to enjoy life. So, you know, they come in. It's been getting busier, thank God.
Good. Well, you guys were closed for an extended period before you even decided to open for takeout. What was the thought behind that?
What was the what, Taylor?
What was the thought behind that? Because a lot of restaurants just immediately went over to takeout, but you guys were cautious.
Yeah. We have a lot of employees here. Most of our employees have been here that came with the restaurant when Mom and Dad bought it 22 years ago. So we do have an older, they're of older age. So when the virus hit, most of them were worried because they all have underlying conditions, and they were concerned about working. So there really wasn't anything we could do about it because we needed people to work in order to do takeouts, but they didn't want to. And we respected that. You know, they're like a part of our family. And of course, we didn't want anybody to be endangered. So we closed.
Yeah.
And it was about 5 weeks ago now that I think we opened for takeout for 2 weeks. And then we've been open for table service for 3 weeks.
But you guys are on social media the whole time saying, hi, everybody, you know, and just, you know, updates and updates. And that's like so important, especially now. It amazes me when I see restaurant social media pages that haven't posted since, you know, the beginning of March. This is a free way to get people, you know, get your fans to know what's going on. I get emails all the time asking, you know, about restaurants. It's like, go check their Facebook page. Well, I did. They're not posting.
Yeah. Scooby, our server Scooby, handles our Facebook page, and she does a wonderful job. She takes all the photos and is constantly updating it and, you know, showing Juno Beach and everything. So she does a great job, and people really appreciate it. If you go on, you see a lot of comments from people in the north who are like, thank you for sending this. I needed a smile. I needed a bit of Florida, you know, especially through the winter when they were up north, just getting hammered with snow.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
she does a great job.
She does. She does. So do you have a favorite? You grew up in the restaurant business. I mean, you literally were born in the restaurant business. Do you have a favorite story you want to share with us? Like a mom and dad story or something that might have happened? I know I'm putting you on the spot. I didn't.
Yeah, I wasn't prepared for this. A favorite story. I don't know. My dad could tell you stories, and he's such a great storyteller. Actually, I do have a story. When we owned the restaurant in Key Largo, my younger sister and I were both working in it. And to this day, we'll laugh about it. There was a customer who asked for ketchup. So we brought him the ketchup. And back then, it wasn't the squeeze bottles like we have. It was the real glass ketchup bottles. So he takes the ketchup and he goes like this to shake it. And the cap wasn't on it. And he got ketchup from head to like all down. And me and my sister looked at him, saw him, and just busted out laughing. And we could not keep our breath from laughing so hard. So that's something that happened in the restaurant business that, you know, I guess happens.
If that was today, it would have gone viral on Facebook.
Yeah. If we had the internet back then.
Exactly. I love hearing great little stories like that. Well, your mom and dad are they there still every single day?
Pretty much. Their mom has been retired for a couple years now, and she comes in to eat, and my dad still comes and sits at our little office here in the corner, and we do business. So
such great people. I love them so much.
Hey Taylor, did you see this?
Oh, best breakfast. First leg.
Right before the virus hit, we were awarded this from the Palm Beach Post, and then I think 2 weeks later we shut down. So
I posted it on our email blast on your behalf. Yes.
Yes. So I want to thank everybody that voted for us and comes in and supports us. And through the virus, our customers were unbelievable in supporting our wait staff. We had a GoFundMe account, and they were just amazing with the response. So we truly appreciate our customers and everybody that comes and the visitors that come. And it's been a great business.
And it's because you make a great product and you're great people. And let's take a look, Ruby, at some of the yumminess that we had at the Juno Beach Cafe. There they are, my blueberry blintzes. Holy yum. Love those. You can't find blintzes on menus anymore.
Well, I can't hear you. Say that again.
You don't see blintzes on menus very often anymore unless it's a Jewish deli. So they are available at the Juno Beach Cafe. They're delicious.
They are.
And tell me about this coffee cake.
That's called Grandpa's Coffee Cake, and there's different flavors to it, but the most popular we have found is the cinnamon. the cinnamon, and it's nut-free, lactose-free, high corn syrup-free, like all these free of everything, but not free of taste, because it is amazing. You wonder, it's the brand is Grandpa's Cake.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Grandpa's coffee cake, and
Family business. I thought it was really Grandpa.
no, that's the name of it, and we get it through our supplier, and it's just very popular, and my server Pam is the queen at selling those. She offers it to every table she goes to. She even sells it by the whole cake.
Wow.
You know, so it's been very popular with a lot of people.
All right, I think we have some more pictures of food. Oh, there's your
That's Hushwe and eggs.
Oh, that's the Hushwe. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, see, of course, it's got the feta cheese and it's got the olives.
Yeah. Now people can choose what kind of bread they want, but we serve it with pita bread.
I was going to say that's what threw me off was the bread. Ah.
There's our yummy Bloody Marys and our hot sauce. Yeah.
It's your boy.
Hazelnut French toast.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. See what I mean by indulgent?
Okay, that's insane. And there's healthy.
That's a mahi Greek salad, maybe, if I can see. That's mahi, blackened mahi on top.
Yep, and it's got feta cheese underneath. That looks delicious. And
shrimp and browns, I think.
Yes.
Maybe shrimp and hash browns.
Yep.
Or you can get shrimp and grits.
Wonderful. And there they are.
That's our blueberry pancakes with eggs and bacon.
And that's Uncle Eddie's recipe.
Yes, and that's the hazelnut waffle with Nutella and chocolate syrup and whipped cream.
Like don't be on a diet when you go to the Juno Beach Cafe.
Nope.
How about
we're not responsible for any weight gain either.
Yeah, no, you should have like a waiver. They have to sign it when they come in. Yeah, exactly. Disclaimer. How about we do a trivia question, and I'm going to give away a $15 gift certificate to the Juno Beach Cafe, courtesy of Cafe and localdines.com. And first person to get this question right, please, if you've won a prize in the last 30 days, some chance, okay? So on YouTube or Facebook, tell me, well, Uncle Eddie was definitely the homemade pancake creator extraordinaire. Who is the first lady of the pancake mix? Well, Uncle Eddie is definitely the homemade pancake creator extraordinaire. Who is the first lady of the pancake mix? If you know the answer, write it in the chat in Facebook or YouTube. And the first person that gets it right gets that $15 gift certificate, courtesy of localdines.com and the Juno Beach Cafe. So while we're waiting for somebody, what's your favorite dish on the menu?
I think our breakfast quesadilla or our lunch quesadilla. I really like them. The breakfast has scrambled eggs and bacon or ham or sausage in it, and the lunch has chicken and like a lunch chicken quesadilla. So I love sweets, of course, but eating that much of sweets when I'm working doesn't mix. I want to go take a nap.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. You get the high and then you have the crash.
Right.
Let's say congratulations to Cindy Kelsey.
Cindy,
Aunt Jemima is the right answer. The world's first pancake mix was made by the R.T. Davis Milling Company, and they hired storyteller, cook, and missionary worker Nancy Green as spokesperson, otherwise known as Aunt Jemima. And they hired her in 1890. She played Aunt Jemima until she died in September of 1923. Congratulations. We're going to send you a $15 gift certificate to Juno Beach Cafe. If you are watching and you wanted it and you knew the answer and you didn't get it, how about you go to localdines.com. What you'll be doing is saving money on a gift certificate to Juno Beach Cafe, supporting the Ganem family, Terri Anderson and her mom and dad, Don and Marianne, and at the exact same time, you'll be helping to keep this show alive because we depend on the sales of certificates to pay Ruby and Judy and all that kind of stuff. So it's a big win-win-win. It's a big love fest, right, Terri?
Absolutely. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for everything you've done, Taylor.
And thank you. Big hugs to your parents.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, I must say that Juno Beach Cafe was one of the first restaurants that signed up for localdines.com back in 2002. You have been with us for 18 years.
Right.
And that hits me right in the heart. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank
We
you so
love
much. All right. Big
Thank
hug.
you.
Love you.
Love you too.
Have a
Bye-bye.
great day. Bye-bye. That's Terri Anderson. She's the daughter of Don and Mary Ann Gannum. Just great people over there at the Juno Beach Cafe. Go support them. Keep them alive. I mean, they've had a great busy day today. So go check them out, especially if you haven't been there before. That can be your challenge. One new restaurant a month. That's all. Go see your regular favorites, but go to one new restaurant a month. Cross one thing off your bucket list. And then talk about it on social media. Take a picture, tag the restaurant. That costs you nothing to do that, and it really, really, really helps the restaurant owners. And if you need some ideas, go to localdines.com. We've got restaurant gift certificates. For half price. We've got menus. We've got photographs, we've got video. It's a really great dining guide, and you'll be able to dine out, save money, and support local. We've been saying that for 18 years. All right, let's move up a little bit from Juno Beach Cafe. We're going to move a little bit north and introduce you to the proprietor of Bistro in Jupiter at the Driftwood Plaza. And I love the saying that they have at Bistro. There are no strangers here, only friends who have not met yet. And Declan Hoctor is the proprietor, and he is with us right now on Tayste Local. Hi, Declan. Thanks so much for waiting. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Are you in a closet? What are you?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't believe in wasting space in an office. So basically, it's pretty tight in here.
I love it. Okay, in case you didn't notice, Declan has an Irish brogue. You think?
Absolutely.
Actually, the first time I met you was way before Bistro. It was when you had Rollies.
Correct. Yeah, that's 22 years ago now, that would be.
And that was at the Oakwood Plaza in Palm Beach Gardens. Many people know the space now as Duffy's.
Sure, yeah, that's right. We built that in 1998. It was a kind of an upscale bistro, whatever. We had the same restaurant name in Ireland, and we've had that one for 29 years, I believe, right now. This was a restaurant by the same name, similar cuisine. Just turned out to be a little bit too big. So it was a 14,000 square foot fine dining restaurant, which in a seasonal market is probably not the wisest thing in the world to do, but
yikes.
Yeah. So, but we sold it to Duffy's in 2002 when they were just, starting out as a statewide chain, and they were looking for what they called a flagship restaurant, and they chose.
Was that their first location?
It was, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they had the Duffy's down on the railroad tracks, where the partnership originated. But first under the Paul Emmett, Steve Cranauer, ownership was Rollies, yeah.
Speaking of Duffy's, and I don't want to really talk about Duffy's, but everybody's asking if they're going to be reopening. Do you have any knowledge of that?
No, I'm surprised as well that they weren't open or whatever during the whole COVID, because they certainly had a menu that would have been suitable for takeout. But
yeah.
I know pretty well, but I haven't really discussed it with him, so I don't know.
So anyway, you did that, and then you went up north and found this really great property, a little bit set back, but lovely place. And it's called Bistro. It used to be the Bistro. You drop the, just like Facebook, drop the.
There you go. See?
Facebook.
I might have done it before Facebook, but that's good. I'll claim the credit for that.
Yeah, you did do it before Facebook. 2002 is when you opened. So you're celebrating 18 years.
Yeah, that's pretty, my kids are almost finished college now, and when they started, they were, weren't up past my knee. So I guess
Wow.
that's a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been good. I mean, we've expanded a couple of times since then. We started off with 60 seats, and we have 190 seats inside now, and about another 100 outside.
Wow.
Outside bar. You described it in the intro with the pond and the water features and fiber optics and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's and then we can provide private dining rooms as well, which not a lot of places have. So we do quite a bit of financial seminars and rehearsal dinners and all sorts of different styles, birthdays, anniversaries, that kind of thing. But they help to keep us busy at the quieter times. So.
Yeah, and I've got pictures that we'll show in just a minute. But you now, it's not an Irish restaurant. It's more European cuisine, American and European. What would you describe it?
Well, we kind of call it continental American, and it does have some like Irish flavors. But our chef trained in the Savoy Hotel in London like for 7 years, and so he's got a great grasp of a lot of great cuisines. I mean, he's very comfortable doing everything. But basically it's a lot of local seafood, although we have branched into cold water fish now as well, like we do Alaskan halibut and sea bream and stuff like that, because there is a market for that, because you get so much seasonal people down here who are, like their cold water fish. I mean, Dover sole, we've done that since day one. It's a fresh one that we do. I know a lot of places do the frozen one, but we do the fresh. It's noticeably different, but it's basically that's been one of our signature dishes. And then we do dishes like beef Wellington, which you don't really find too many places. And we often try specials, like, and when we get a really good reception for those, we often include those in the menu next time around.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 4 or 5 dishes that are on the menu since the first time that we opened. But if you don't change the menu, then you end up with fatigue and people with the same stuff. So, and they're not behind the door, as they would say in Ireland, about telling you what they like and what they don't like. So we listen, and there's not much point in putting on dishes that we like. We want to put on dishes that the customers like. So.
Right. And so they've spoken about that Dover sole. Do you do that tableside?
We started off doing tableside, whatever, boning into the table and, all that sort of stuff. But it was so popular that we found that, we could have tables of 8 or 10 people, and 6 of them or 7 of them could order Dover sole. By the time you're finished deboning it at the table, the first person's is cold.
Right.
So we moved to boning it in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it comes out piping hot. And we like to put a little theater in our service when we can, but we also want the food to have to be at its optimum when it gets to the customer. And we felt that it was better for us to do it in the kitchen and maybe serve it hot. I mean, it's a pet peeve of mine since I was a kid. I love everything hot. I don't mean tepid. I just like it hot, and I think it's an Irish thing, whatever. But I hate food that isn't hot.
Mm-hmm.
When it's supposed to be hot. Obviously, I like cold food as well, but it's when it's supposed to be cold, not when it's supposed to be hot.
And do you have any Irish food on the menu?
Yeah, we do a couple of dishes. We do a great fish and chips, and we use a haddock for that, which is more
I love haddock.
Yeah, it's more of a traditional dish to use. Like, you wouldn't get too many people. A lot of people use Atlantic char, I think, here for their fish and chips.
Mm-hmm.
We use haddock, fresh haddock, and we do a curry lamb pie, which is basically braised leg of lamb with root vegetables in a like juniper berry and rosemary jus, and then it has a pastry bonnet on the top, and that's really good. That's one of those dishes that a lot of people ask for, especially on any kind of rainy, cold nights, which we've had a lot of lately, like nights. But then we do a calf's liver, which again is another really popular dish that we put on as a special that we ended up putting on the menu because we got such a response, and kind of blew me away about how many ladies order it. Like, I mean, I thought it was kind of more of a man's dish.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sexist in any way, but I just thought it was a man's dish, whatever. Like liver, a lot of people might be put off by the thoughts of liver, but I mean, the amount of women who order it's full of iron, so it's really good for women. So But yeah, I mean, that's been on the menu ever since.
Well, especially if it's paired with a nice wine, and you have a hell of a wine list.
We do, and I used to do that like myself. I used to, select all the wines and taste them all and drink them all. But and now I have Luis Martinez. He's been with me now since he was 19 years old, and he's 34 now, I believe. And he's a manager, and he's a second-tier sommelier. So,
Wow.
like Louis is, really, really good at finding, good quality wines and at good prices too. You don't have to spend a lot of money to find good wine, which, he likes to taste them. So, he does a lot of tasting. So he gets to find good ones that we can put on at competitive prices, and we sell them by the case as well, retail, and we're definitely more competitive than the big boys or whatever, because it's kind of a side business for us as opposed to a staple. But,
in fact, you have a phenomenal wine cellar, or is that what you want to call it? Wine
yeah, absolutely.
There, and we do have a picture of that. But have you resumed the wine tastings? You were doing wine tastings like on Thursdays or something?
Yeah, we do them like once a month, or basically they're $10 is what we charge for them, which is nothing really, because we pair an hors d'oeuvre with each one. We usually do 4 to 6 like wines, and what we do is we charge $10, but if you stay and have dinner, we don't charge you at all. So basically, we haven't gone back into them yet, but we are planning to do it. I believe in August, because we're still at like 50% capacity where we are, and we've taken out a lot of tables, and practice the 6 feet distance or whatever between tables, and we have a lot of outside tables, which is a great benefit to us right now.
Yeah.
And we've taken out probably, I think we normally have 25 bar stools, and I think right now we have 8, so that we can basically practice the social distancing there. But basically, it'd be hard to do a wine tasting, with 25 or 30 people and maintain the 6 feet distance. But we think that we can do it if we limit it to 20 people. We normally have 35. So we're going to do that at the end of August is the first one, and then we'll get back into the rhythm of doing that. And as soon as it's safer again, we'll go back up to the 35% max. But
it's a phenomenal deal. And
yeah,
it's like I was saying at the beginning of the show, it's such a beautiful place that unless you parked and you walked into the little area, you don't know that there's a waterfall and these palm trees and this whole gorgeous tropical oasis basically waiting. And why don't we just bring up some pictures now? I think Ruby can throw them. It doesn't matter which pictures, Ruby. There it is. Look how beautiful that is.
Yeah, there's an outside bar over there, just behind those umbrellas. That seats about maybe 12 or 14 people at the outside. And then there's high tops just to the right of those where people can sit and have, bar drinks there. Because of the, COVID now, we've extended the happy hour to all the tables as well. And we give 30% off all our appetizers and 20% off all our entrees up until 6:30 every night, everywhere. So. And then happy hour pricing for drinks is available at the tables as well. And we'll probably do that right through the summer just to help people get back on their feet after the crisis. And so far we've been busier than we would have been the same time last year since we reopened. But that's like a combination of people eating in, and we're still doing quite a bit of takeout. We stayed doing that all the way through. And I think we built up a lot of goodwill with people, because we weren't making money doing it, but there's a lot of people who were grateful for the fact that you were doing it, and we were happy to be.
People are still afraid. A lot of people are still afraid.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we still see that. It's amazing. You can go to some places and there's very little concern for it, but then you go to another place and everybody's wearing masks and they're wearing gloves and whatever else, and you can go somewhere else and they're not. So it's just,
Are your servers wearing masks?
Yes, everybody wears masks or whatever here, when they come in, and all the way through service, and even in the kitchen. When the chefs are working together, they're all wearing masks and latex gloves, and we brought in a bunch of touch-free sanitizing units or whatever, so you can literally put sanitizer on your hands all the time. And
like this kind of thing.
yeah, exactly. Just put your hands out and it just kind of jets it out automatically. It's battery kind of operated, but those kind of things, it helps put people's minds at rest, and they have commented on the fact that they're conscious of it, and they're grateful for the fact that we're taking it seriously, and they can see how many tables we've taken out to make it safer. So, but because it's the summertime, it doesn't hurt you too much, whatever, to be only at 50% capacity, because you're moving into the quieter time of the season anyway. So better to be safe, even if you're using an extra room that you wouldn't have normally used. To be able to give the space is a plus. Not everybody can do that.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the pictures of the food. We have more pictures. There's your Dover sole.
My Dover sole. Jeez, I'm getting hungry just looking at that.
Beautiful. And tell me about that potato cake.
That's an almond potato cake. It's basically potato puree on the inside, and then it has an almond panko crust.
Gorgeous.
And basically then it's just finished in the fryer. And then asparagus tips, and we do it with a Munir sauce, like it's a lemon butter white wine sauce, whatever, nice and light.
And if you saw the lemon, it has the that gauze thing on it. That's attention to detail. That's care.
Yeah.
That you don't get your lemon pits on your fish.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
That's what you would see, when I was working in restaurants in Palm Beach back in the day. I mean, a fish didn't leave the kitchen without that.
Yeah. I mean, we do a great job on presentation or whatever. I feel like, we like to go the extra mile. We want to kind of excel, as opposed to, just do the minimum. Like we just want to, go that extra level. I think we class ourselves as an upscale bistro, but we definitely try and keep a more casual atmosphere. There's a very kind of family friendly kind of, it's not over the top with service, but it's, it has an attention to detail, but it's casual at the same time.
Okay, Ruby, some more pictures.
Yeah, that's our tuna, sesame seared tuna with the seaweed salad and wasabi and ginger. That's the best tuna. I mean, I've had tuna everywhere, tuna pokies, sesame seared, it's sushi grade. I mean, it's so good, and that soya ginger glaze is delicious. That's a bistro salad. That's our house salad, basically, and it's served in a wonton basket down at the bottom. You can see that. That's just a wonton pastry, over the back of a bowl and baked in the oven, and then it just creates this beautiful basket, and we just put the greens in there. It's got a really light honey mustard dressing.
I have never seen a presentation like this. I love this. This is just stunning. And that's Paul Hughes, right? That's
Paul, yeah. He trained under Antoine Edelman, was the French chef in the Savoy, and Paul is, he's the most even-tempered. He's a partner in the business now.
An even-tempered chef?
Yeah, exactly. They're between, but Paul is generally, he'll have his moments, from very rarely though, but he's a great teacher, and he, we've brought a lot of people on through the business in 18 years who have gone on to be head chefs or restaurant owners or sous chefs, other places, private chefs. We've had one who went on to be Greg Norman's private chef. So
wow.
He's just got a great attention to detail, and he's a great teacher.
Yeah. And let's go back to that last one you were going to show us. There we go. The pièce de résistance.
Yeah, you got the Grand Marnier soufflé in the background and the chocolate soufflé in the foreground. And, it's basically, you can see how high it rises, makes it really light. And, you can add the sauce to it. We put that, just, bury a hole in the top of the soufflé, and then literally pour the sauce in, and then use the spoon to take the cream out and put it on the top. That's how we present it at the table. And that's just amazing. We would get a lot of people who dine other places and come for the desserts. So, but you can't eat here every night, so that's fine with us.
Does it take a long time? Do you have to order the soufflé in advance?
Actually, we have them done probably in about 15 minutes. And, the protocol during service is to ask you when you're about halfway through your entree if anybody is interested in soufflés, so that they will come out at the same time as other desserts. just to give us that little bit of a heads up and make sure that you don't have to wait, after you finish your entree. And the next one coming up I saw was a chocolate bunt.
Yeah.
Like a warm chocolate bunt, and it's got almond sprinkles and a raspberry coulis, and topped off with a vanilla ice cream. I mean, that's my kids' favorites. They don't go anywhere without their chocolate bunt cake.
Bunt, a bunt. It's a bunt.
Yeah, that's the Irish German cake. It's a
Greek. It's beautiful. Oh, and there it is, the escargot.
Somebody told me about 5 years ago you can't have a French bistro without serving escargot, so we put them on as a special again, and they were received so well. We ended up putting them on the menu, and they've been on the menu ever since. So, loaded with garlic for sure. And that's our filet mignon, and we offer, like, we do prime meats, whatever, we do Delmonico's and ribeyes, and Delmonico's and New York strips, and then 2 different size fillets, a 6 ounce and an 8 ounce, and then we offer the twice baked potato is included in the price of the steak, and then you get a choice of a béarnaise or rosemary or peppercorn sauces, and that's the filet mignon. That's the 6 ounce. It's delicious. French onion soup again. Can't have a bistro without a French onion soup, and crispy brown on the outside. I mean, that's just the way it has to be. I mean,
yummy cheese. Yum. I'm like so hungry right now. And I think we have a couple of pictures of the interior too, if I'm not mistaken. Look how beautiful. This is the bar area.
Right. That's the bar area, and then basically it seats about 25, 30 people, and we have a great happy hour, and we have high top tables in the bar, and like you'll see the stand on the left with the wines. There are some of the wines that we offer, like, by the case, and we put about 25 or 30 of them on display, and then put the prices on them so people can see, and we don't mind mix and match cases, but if you buy less than a case, I think there's a $2 upcharge on a bottle, because breaking cases with the distributors, they charge that, so we okay. But if you mix and match up to 12, we don't charge that. That's the actual wine cellar, and the layout that we would do for either a private function or a wine dinner. Inside, you can see the two, one larger window and one smaller window. There's a separation in wine cellar for all the whites and the champagnes, so it's kept at the right temperature, and then all the reds are kept in the main section. And it's done around the world, basically. On the left hand side, it starts off with the California blends, and then you go into Italy, Spain, France, Argentina. We've got wines from like Australia, Chile. We got wines from Texas. I didn't even know they made wines in Texas, but I believe they make some good ones. And a couple from New York, up around the Hamptons area. And then a lot of French, and we just have a really good selection. And as I said, Louis he's the man now. I've retired as the wine taster, and
can I come over? I'll be the wine taster.
We'll just take his recommendations and drink them. He tastes them all. So I don't like spitting out wine. He seems okay with that, but I'm not.
Well, I just want everybody to know that you're very popular already, but because, like I said, because it's sort of hidden back in that Driftwood Plaza, there still are people who haven't discovered Bistro, just like people who haven't discovered local dines. It blows my mind. We've both been in business for 18 years, but there's still people who haven't discovered us.
I know. That's a good thing. It's frustrating, and it's a bad thing as well, as being a good thing. It means that there's more people out there that you can tap into and basically introduce the place to, and usually if we get you once, we'll get you back again and again. So that's a positive. But it is frustrating that you talk to people and they say, where are you, and you tell them, and they could know another restaurant in the plaza but don't know you, and you've been around for so long. So that's fine. I mean, we've been successful, and the fact that we're here 18 years, we must be doing something right. So
yes, you have. Well, do you have an Irish joke, a clean Irish joke to take us out of the show?
There's no such thing as a clean Irish joke. You never know. I have plenty of the other variety, but none of the clean ones.
It's an internet show. I don't think anybody cares.
No, I mean, you mentioned it at the beginning, whatever, like with the mantra is there's no strangers, only friends who haven't met. And we make it our business to try and introduce people to each other who we think might know each other. You know, we remember the drinks that you like and the server that you like and where you like to sit. And, you know, that's part of the Irish hospitality, I guess. And I think that's what brings it back. We had a couple of great maitre d's in our early days. One in particular, Liam Brown was his name. And fortunately, he passed away a couple of years, but he was definitely a major part of our success because of his personality and the way he just, you know, networked with people. And, you know, no matter where you were from, it would only take him a few minutes to figure out someone he knew that you knew. And that was a major plus for us in the area.
I know people like that. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, you can have the best food in the world, but if your experience and you know, the people who run the place aren't, you know, loving, friendly, you're never going to go back.
Yeah, I know, and it's important to open the doors for them when they come in, open the doors for them when they're leaving. Always have someone there to say goodbye. They're small things, but you know, they add up. You know.
Detail on the plate, detail from the moment they walk in.
Right, absolutely. And Louis is fantastic as well. You know, he, as I said, he's with us a long time, but he's got a great disposition, and he's never in bad form. He's always in good form, and you know, the customers love him, and you know, it's a positive. And we've got a lot of staff that have been with us a long time. We've got strength in every area, so you know, my job is a lot easier now than it would have been 18 years ago because we've got so many good staff. So.
Yeah. Well, I wish you another 18.
Thank you. You too.
I don't know if I want to do it for another.
No, I'm definitely not going to be here for 18. I'm trying to find a nice island in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
Once in the restaurant biz, always in the restaurant biz. You can't get out. You're handcuffed. You can't.
Very true. Very true.
And I will always be passionate about the restaurant biz. But I'll just do it in another way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Always want to support local. But Declan Hoctor, thank you so much. Continued success. We got the website up there, thebistrojupiter.com. Go visit Declan. Go have some wonderful wines, delicious food, and support local. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you.
Sláinte.
Sláinte. I like it. I wish I had a beer now. You can't sláinte the water. That's
sacrilegious. Take care. Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye now.
Okay. Bistro Jupiter is located at the Driftwood Plaza. And you saw pictures of the food. You saw pictures of the indoors and the outdoors. Now you go there. Maybe that will be your restaurant that you've never been to before in our Save Local Restaurants Challenge. I'm going to challenge you every single week. I'm going to say, did you go to a new restaurant this week? I just want you to go to one a month. I'm not going to be overly asky, but just one per month. Try one new restaurant per month. You will expand your horizons, and you will be able to cross some stuff off your bucket list and support more local restaurant owners. Always go see your regular faves, though, too. Anything we need to blah, 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 blah. Okay, I guess that's it. Oh my gosh, I have no idea who's on next week. We haven't gotten there yet. So I will ask you again, if you love to support restaurants, if you love to find new restaurants, go to localdines.com if you would. The sales of restaurant certificates are how we keep this show on the air. You know, I don't charge any of the restaurant owners to be on this show. This is entirely free for them. And if you go to our website, localdines.com, and you buy a gift certificate, you will, number one, be saving money, and number two, be able to support a local restaurant owner. I was just thinking in my mind, the website's acting really slow today. So once I get off the camera, I'm going to go see if I can get my web guy to fix that. So I apologize. It will load, but it might take, 5 or 10 seconds to load. Okay, you guys, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for staying with me. Remember, Rob Russell will be at the Pelican Cafe this Sunday. And there was one other thing. Cotton Capers is getting ready to reopen again. They're getting everything kind of washed. It's a beautiful place, but but they're preparing. They're preparing. My name is Taylor Morgan. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until we eat again, stay safe, stay healthy, support local.